What do people normally plan in their daily lives?
People usually plan both their daily routines and personal goals. Planning everyday tasks helps keep life organized and reduces stress, while setting personal goals gives people a clearer sense of direction. For instance, many people plan their meals, commuting routes, and workout schedules in advance, and some also make saving plans or set goals to learn new skills. Overall, planning is like a GPS for adulthood.
How can people find their way when they are lost?
People can usually find their way by using maps or navigation apps on their phones. If technology fails, the simplest way is to ask locals politely, since most people are willing to help. It's also important to stay calm, because panic only makes the situation worse. So with a mix of tools and human help, people can always find their way out.
What are the differences between group traveling and traveling alone?
Group traveling is perfect if you like structure and surprise shopping traps. One minute you're visiting a temple, the next minute you're encouraged to buy health supplements you didn't know existed. But at least someone handles the logistics. Traveling alone is pure freedom. You go wherever you want and eat whatever you want, without 30 people waiting for you outside a restroom. The only problem is, if you get lost, there's no one to blame except your questionable sense of direction.
How often do you send text messages?
Pretty often. I send text messages every day, mostly to friends and family to stay in touch. It's quick and convenient, especially when a phone call feels too formal. Sometimes, I even send a message to someone in the next room. Technology makes us lazy in a funny way.
Why do you think people often break things accidentally?
I think it usually happens when people are in a rush or just distracted. In our daily lives, we are often running around trying to do 10 things at once. When your mind is somewhere else, you stop paying attention to your surroundings. For example, walking while looking at your phone makes you clumsy. So, it's really just a lack of focus that leads to these little accidents.
How can vegetarians improve the environment?
That's a tough one. I guess the most obvious way is by eating less meat, since livestock farming produces a huge amount of carbon emissions and wastes tons of water. So cutting down on meat can definitely lighten their ecological footprint. But more than that, I think vegetarians can also make a difference by setting an example. When people see them living perfectly fine, and even super healthy, without meat, it kinda challenges the idea that we need it. Of course, their impact might not be as visible as industrial pollution. But let's be real, awareness is where the real change starts. And in that sense, they're doing something truly meaningful. Because once people start thinking differently, that's when long-term change really happens.
When traveling, do you prefer planned itineraries or going with the flow?
I usually prefer going with the flow because it gives me more freedom to explore unexpected places. Sometimes the best memories come from spontaneous decisions. But of course, I still check a few must-see spots in advance so I don't miss anything important.
What do you think of making friends online?
I think making friends online can be pretty convenient, especially nowadays when we're all so busy and can't always meet people face to face. The internet lets you connect with people from all over the world who share your interests, which is really cool. But at the same time, you have to be careful because not everyone online is who they say they are. Sometimes it's harder to really trust someone you haven't met in person. Still, online friendships can be meaningful if you put in the effort to communicate honestly and regularly. So yeah, I think it's a good way to make friends, as long as you stay cautious.
Do you think it's more enjoyable to do exciting activities with friends or alone?
I think for most exciting activities, doing them with friends is half the fun. The activity itself is exciting, but the best part is sharing the reaction. When something crazy happens, you can look at each other and just burst out laughing. It turns into a shared memory. For example, the go-karting was fun, but what made it great was yelling at my friends and trying to pass them. If I went alone, it would just be driving. So yeah, sharing the excitement makes it 10 times better.
I like to record important things with photos.
I think many people enjoy capturing important moments with photos because it helps them preserve memories in a very vivid way. Photos can bring back emotions and details that might be forgotten over time. Also, sharing photos with friends and family can strengthen relationships and create shared experiences. Nowadays, with smartphones being so common, it's super easy to snap pictures anytime, anywhere. Some people also like to document their life journey, almost like a visual diary. Overall, photos feel more immediate and personal compared to just remembering or writing things down.